Missouri State Police Captain Ron Johnson gets a lot of credit for helping renew the peace in Ferguson. And while updating the security issues there today, he again showed why. He commented on how he was concerned that local residents in the crowd with the reporters couldn't hear him. So he walked away from the microphones as a gesture of good faith and said that he wanted them to be able to hear what he could say. There's not been any violence, no arrests reported in more than 24 hours in Ferguson.
It was a good night. People were talking, people were inspiring each other, people were getting their voices out, and we were communicating a lot better. And they were communicating better with us. We had many leaders and activists out there yesterday that were helping keep the road open.
And joining us now from the Dallas Police Department, Lieutenant Danik Williams and Sergeant Robert Proctor. Both of these gentlemen have a lot of experience dealing with the potential for violence when there are crowds. And Sergeant, you told me that you didn't see the coverage when Ferguson was having its night of troubles. But Lieutenant, you said that you did watch. What was your reaction as you were seeing that? Well,
immediately you could tell that it was a volatile situation for the community and the police officers. Being a TV viewer, you knew what the underlying issue was, the police-involved shooting. What you were thinking next was, how did the situation propel to this point, and what the police were going to do to bring it back to normalcy.
Did you have any concerns as a law enforcement officer in terms of what you were seeing the police department in Ferguson do or not do?
Well, you had concerns about the issue, I think. Being a television viewer, you have to wait and see what the whole situation is. We now can say that there's some things that may have been done differently that would have better handled the situation. We don't know what the dynamics were at that point or what steps they actually took that did work or didn't work, but that's where the situation ended up at.
Calm now, but we had 4 nights of unrest and violence in Ferguson. Rubber bullets, smoke bombs, SWAT officers out. When do you make that call of showing a light show of force or a heavy show of force?
I think the number one thing you do is you kind of monitor the crowd. You want to make sure that you're maintaining order as much as you possibly can, and that the police are safe as well as the community is safe. But common sense will tell you when overshow of force from the police is too much and when it's not. You know, you just go from your personal police opinion, basically.
And Sergeant Proctor, we had a situation in South Dallas a year ago in Dixon Circle when there was the potential for things to go really bad. Could have been a riot. It was a near riot. You were there, and you did something that helped dispel that situation and let people know that you were not an occupying force, but you were there to make a difference. Tell us about that.
I just took an opportunity to bridge the gap between police and the community. I wanted to bring the community, want the community to understand that we were there for them.
But it was a tense situation, and you physically did something.
Well, I grabbed, I don't say grab, I hugged a young man that was the agitator of the group. And when I hugged him and talked to him and took him away from the group, the crowd started becoming calmer. And when it became calmer, then we took away that immediate force of heavy vests and guns to make it more, it seemed like now we are together trying to figure out this situation. At the time, I don't think any officers that was in that particular crowd knew exactly the facts of that incident. We just knew the crowd was upset about some things that citizen had said that transpired about that incident.
And you could see the tension there, and you knew that there was the potential for it to get bad. But were you thinking about that hug? Is that something they teach you at the academy, or was that just a natural act on your part?
I think it was just a natural act, but the police department do teach classes where you can, they don't change them from community diversity to other particular class that you can take to understand the community. But it was just natural for me to just talk to this young man and see where he was and see if I can calm him down. And once I calmed him down, it was just, I just knew I bridged that gap between police and the community.
Very good police work. And Lieutenant, you were saying that it's not just patrolling the streets, that there's a lot more that goes into being part of the community, as the sergeant just said, and doing good police work.
Exactly. I think the Dallas Police Department is by far one of the leaders in the law enforcement community when you talk about social media. But also you can think about the community engagement. We have community engagement units at each of the 7 patrol divisions. In those units you have your neighborhood police officers, you have your crime response team, and you have your deployment units. But also you have Chief on the Beat, which is something that Chief Brown started a few years back. You have the Chief Ethics Award. As a matter of fact, we're going to have a program tomorrow regarding the Chief Ethics Award. It's something that we just can keep ourselves out in the community. PAL Police Athletic League is also another one of the programs. So there's so many programs that get us out into the community. There shouldn't be an area in Dallas where there's not some officer or some unit that has some type of rapport with the community here in Dallas.
So people are feeling that you're invested in their lives.
Exactly.
As opposed to just patrolling.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Gentlemen, thank you for protecting and serving.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.